Yo, good morning, everyone. Let's go ahead and get the call going. How's everyone doing today? Appreciate you guys for being here today. And let's just dive right into it, okay? So, on a monthly perspective, just looking at this monthly right here, and you guys can see that September closes. September closes right above this area. And then October comes down into it and respects and rejects away from it. And then the weekly, same thing. We had an insufficiency here that lines up very nicely with this gap, this monthly gap. And same thing. I mean, we came down into it, respected it, and pulled away from it. All right. So in terms of weekly objectives, I'm looking at this previous weekly high at 106,840. That's my final objective here for the weekly. And then if we were to continue pushing higher after that, I'm looking at this area next up there. Okay. So back into that weekly imbalance, looking at this weekly order flow, you guys see how in the beginning of the week we come down, trade into a previous weekly order block, and now are pulling away from it. Now we have bullish imbalance here, and we traded down into it. We swept Monday's low, and then this morning or yesterday, when we were here, we were looking for shorts into previous daily low, and then this 4-hour imbalance here on the left. And you guys can see that we came into that 4-hour imbalance and just stopped there for the day. Right? So it was very, very, very on point right there for our long bias. For our short bias. And then today we sweep previous daily low, and then we had retail sales, right? So I wanted to see longs. Because we were already in here by 8:20, and so 8:30 I wanted to see some longs out of here. I shared it on Twitter, shared it with my private group. So if you missed it, sorry, but you can follow me on Twitter or join my private group chat if you want to stay up to date with all of those biases, okay? Because yeah, I for the most part I share everything, and I share everything publicly pretty often. So the shorts, right, and then the longs out of this area are playing out really nicely. We traded right back into the daily opening gap between last Friday and Thursday. And you know what? There's a little bit more here of a gap that we're missing. Boom, right there. Okay. And then this gap all the way here. 1 second. Let me make sure I'm marking it out all the way. Okay, yeah, we traded right into it, and that's what we're kind of pulling away from. But I'm still bullish for the day. I do believe that we're going to be able to come down into this imbalance right here and then just pull away from here. So I'm still looking for longs. As an objective today, I want to see previous daily high. Okay, I want to see previous daily high as an objective today. Okay, so I already journaled that earlier. So weekly objective and daily objective are lining up pretty nicely. So I'm going to see these longs start lining up with this bias. But overall, I'm looking for more longs on dollar and shorts on indices. Okay, let's go to NASDAQ first. And guys, feel free to ask any questions. If you guys see me mark up anything and don't explain anything, just feel free to ask questions, because I know I just go through things sometimes. All right. 1 second. It's just a lot of... Okay. Okay. Personally looking at shorts still. I mentioned at the beginning of the week that I wanted to see price action to two things: come into 50% and above of this range right here. And so now we done that. We came into 50% of the range right there yesterday. We pulled back up pretty aggressively, right? And we completely avoided previous daily high. Now, what's really cool about this is that every asset besides Nasdaq, in terms of indices, took out previous daily high. Sorry, guys, I had to sneeze. Luckily, I muted it on time. Okay, you guys can see it here. Oh, Nasdaq. Let me pull up Dow Jones. There it is. Dow Jones takes out previous daily high and weekly high. Nasdaq fails to take out previous daily high. S&P takes out previous daily high. I noted this divergence yesterday, and today we get the reaction and we get the really nice shorts. So now we're shorting off pretty aggressively. So just a heads up for that. It was something that we noted yesterday. It's not something new or anything. It's something that we definitely called out yesterday on the divergence. Now looking at shorts, my weekly objective was or is this gap right here, right at 14,965. Okay, and today's objective is this previous daily low. So I don't expect that high to get taken. I was just noting it so you guys can see that divergence. Very easy to tell, right? Like Dow took previous daily high, S&P took previous daily high, Nasdaq didn't. That's probably the easiest divergence that you can catch or see. I'm still holding shorts from up here. I haven't logged into my account, so I'm trying to trade margin. And if I open up my account, I'm gonna just want to trade directly off TradingView. That's been my issue lately. It's so much more convenient to trade off TradingView, like directly off TradingView, and not use my main account. Give me one sec. Give me 1 second, guys. One second. Just gotta send this out real quick. Cool. Shorts are playing now. We still got another 15 minutes before the opening price. I am open to trading the opening price, but I mean, these guys are dumping. Our biases have been on point lately. Our biases have been on point. Thank you. I just saw that. Bless you. You know, the only one that I'm just like, I see the divergence, but I just don't see the same level of weakness is Dow. Dow has been struggling to drop any lower, so I won't be surprised if Dow for like our weekly only comes for this liquidity. I will not be surprised. But across the board, playing out pretty nicely. 4 hour. Yeah, just looking at shorts. I know the 4 hour is pretty bullish in terms of structure here. New week opening gap here as well. Got one right here. Drag that one out with that one right there. Boom. So on S&P, I kind of want to see that gap right there. That's the objective for today, is that gap. Dow, previous daily low is my objective. And then NASDAQ, that double bottom right there. Boom. My final objective, though, on NASDAQ is these equal lows. So, but for this week, it's just the high of this gap right here. Hey, good morning, Daps. Hey, good morning, brother. I love seeing new names on here. I thought your name said Dabs for a second. Not gonna lie. I have a homie I play Halo with. His name's Dabs. That's why I was like, Dabs? Hope you're well, bro. Appreciate you. Good morning, brother. Hey, morning, everyone. Morning. Everyone, happy to be here. In case you guys missed it, we're long on the dollar. Looking at these previous areas of accumulation here. Kind of looking at this imbalance here, to be honest. Maybe we get back into this imbalance, but this is a breaker right here. This whole thing is a breaker, so maybe this breaker, we end up accumulating out of this breaker. We came into 50% of that breaker. Maybe we pull away from there. Yeah, I'm long on the dollar. Long on dollar. Yeah. I missed the distribution on EU. The main distro. I mean, right now it looks like it's going to distribute again out of this imbalance right here on the left. Okay. But we missed our initial shorts right here. Some super clean shorts. So we'll see what ends up happening here in this 15-minute imbalance. But yeah, I kind of want to see some shorts again. Planning out. I'm long BTC. You know, BTC is interesting. BTC is interesting. They definitely don't have like a direct correlation, so you're good. They don't have like a super strong correlation, I should say. Not direct, but they do have a direct correlation. They just don't have that strong of a correlation. But 100%, I feel like you could definitely hold that. Still hold that. And this is just kind of dropping. You know what? Yesterday I told myself that I was going to start doing this, but I forgot to introduce myself. So welcome everyone. Welcome all the new individuals. I know I'm pretty late into this introduction, 20 minutes deep, right? And I just get right to it, right to the charts. But just want you guys to know that I'm working on the welcoming introduction piece of things, all right? I don't know why I deleted those. Yeah. So welcome everyone that's new. Welcome back anybody that is coming back and revisiting us. I notice I always recognize the names, so it's pretty cool to see you guys tuning in day after day, showing the channel support. Just bullish, kind of like bullish here on euro, but a lot of liquidity to the downside. I mean, look at all of this. So that's why I'm pretty, if you are in the longs or shorts, you know, I think it's still a good hold. This is still an area that gets my attention for the shorts. And indices are kind of dumping, I'm not gonna lie. NASDAQ doesn't really look like it's gonna pull back much. Yeah, Nasdaq doesn't look like it's gonna pull back much. BTC has had a mind of its own. Yeah, like BTC is influenced by the dollar. I agree though, but it's the influence is a lot lower. A lot of relative highs here on the dollar as well, kind of just in confluence with EU. This is a nice accumulation. This is kind of what you want to see is the liquidity buildup, right? Want to see that liquidity build up, and basically if you're long for the week, right, if you're long for the week, all you want to see is liquidity build up towards the downside, and you want to then try to anticipate where price action is going to reverse. So we said, that's when we said this 4-hour imbalance here to the left, right? And I'm looking for a reversal point there. And so we were looking for a reversal point there and the daily imbalance. So that just 4-hour imbalance lined up with that area very nicely. Right there. So that's how we came up with that area. It's this whole push down to sweep liquidity, that imbalance, previous area of distribution, right there. So that area gets my attention still for some more longs. Our breaker's kind of doing its thing. Yeah, we didn't make it all the way down to our imbalance, but our breaker's doing its thing. So I'm guessing EU and that imbalance are doing their thing too. Yep. I mean, how much easier could it get? How much easier could that get? Super clean. And again, looking at that Asian low right there. There's a final objective for today. Okay. Maybe because I'm a weirdo, but I can't trade stocks. They close, and I don't like that. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at stocks, to be honest. Yeah, I don't trade stocks either. I think they're highly manipulated. Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't trade stocks either. I'm not sure if you're saying stocks for the indices that we're looking at, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, or S&P. Are these guys considered stocks? I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor, so I wouldn't really like know too much in detail of what you would categorize the indices. But I don't think I'd categorize them as stocks. But I'm not sure if that's what you meant when you said stocks. So I could be way off. Fabio said, hi everyone. Falcon said, would seeing distribution on the 1 minute for you be a good enough sign for you to be interested in shorts? Depends how much like redistribution we have. So for example, here, like on the daily, we're bullish, right? But on the 4-hour, we distributed. Okay, so here's your first distribution, first schematic. Okay, then you start looking to the left. You see this right here. Start looking to the left. Okay, boom, previous daily low. Okay, the imbalance that gets ran through that. Look at that. Okay, then in that line, you start looking for distribution again. You drop it one time frame. Boom, redistribution right there. Perfect. We redistribute it. Not just that, but EU and GU. EU doesn't take that high. EU definitely takes that high. Okay, so there's divergence there. Perfect. We have divergence between the two, some nice bearish divergence. So you got distribution on the 4 hour, redistribution on the 1 hour. And so for me, at that point, I'm okay with diving into the 1 minute if I need to. But everything has to line up first. So this low right here, as soon as we drove past it, I want to see an imbalance through it. 15 minute, nice imbalance. So then this is a sell side, buy side, sell side. Now we need to buy side into it and balance it all out. This is the balance here. So yeah, I'd look for a distribution out of that area right there. Stop loss above the breaker. Yeah, this is a really good area. And to the immediate lows. No further. Because we're right there already. Yeah, the schematics just have to make sense. You know what I mean? I can't just say, look at the 1 minute and say that it looks good. I have to make sure that there's, if we're looking for shorts, there's the initial schematic for the distro and then the second distribution. If I'm looking for longs, I need an accumulation first and then the second reaccumulation. And then I'm okay with diving into the smaller time frames, right? But if it doesn't go in that order, I don't care for it. We got 1 more minute before the indices open. You're kind of worried about the indices with no wick to the upside. I'm not too worried about that. No, I think we'll be good. I think this bearish divergence is enough. I think you know what's crazy, Fabio. I was looking at this and it's crazy because when you have your confirmations and everything's kind of playing out the way that you want it to, you kind of start questioning yourself, right? But honestly, we were exactly looking for that divergence yesterday. Yes, price action does not look that attractive and appealing on the upside of things, but the upside of things has already been ran. And so that's why I'm kind of like I see what you mean, right? But it's going to be more determined on what the dollar does from here. And I want dollar longs. I want to see dollar longs. And so I kind of want to see the indices drop some more. Now, these retracements here, expected. These are very much expected. I kind of want to see an hourly high taken, you know? Maybe an imbalance that the other ones aren't trading to, you know, across the board. Let's pull up at least 2 so that we're not that confused on it. And then let's go to Dow. Let's go to Dow over here. NASDAQ, Dow. Where's Dow trading into? Or what is Dow trading into? I'm actually going to put Dow on the left and NASDAQ on the right. Because I don't want to see Dow on this feed. Okay, Dow's 30-minute imbalance. 30-minute imbalance here. That is not visible on NASDAQ, or 30-minute imbalance on NASDAQ is this one. And obviously NASDAQ's not pulling back into it. Okay, Dow is trading into that imbalance. It's in that imbalance now. I like Dow shorts from where we're at, to be honest. I like those Dow shorts. I do think that they're going to play out very nicely. They just look scary because, again, all that liquidity to the upside, right? So don't take them. Simple as that. Don't take it. You don't trust it? Don't take it. Dollar going back down. Maybe dollar's coming back for that imbalance here on the lower end. Nasdaq just pushing lower. Dow higher. Let's go look at S&P. S&P's trying to push higher, pull back. Dow just pulling back. Let's see what's up. That was the only one that I was just like, you know, we may pump back up. But I won't be surprised if we take out all of these highs and then just keep shorting. It's still pretty early in the hour. Enough to just come up here, sweep liquidity, and keep going down. I haven't pushed any buttons this week so far. No buttons for me though. Has anybody taken any trades this week so far? Do you guys mind dropping it in the chat? What trades have you guys took this week? What trades have you guys took this week? I'm still holding that short from up here. Here, 1 second. Actually, hold on a second. 1 second, 1 second. Let me log in real quick. Log in. 1 second. 1 second. I know you guys can't see my screen. Hold on. Alright, cool. There's my trade. I'm still holding it from up there. I'm not gonna let go of it anytime soon until we hit some certain objectives, but I wanted to stack. That was probably the most unfortunate piece out of all of this, is that I wanted to stack. But I'm gonna hold it from Friday's shorts. Let's see. I'm kind of worried on the wicks. Yeah, so on Dow, I can see why you're worried. But like I said, if we sweep all of that liquidity right here, that's intraday liquidity. If we run through all of that liquidity, previous hourly highs, and then just continue dropping, that's bearish divergence. You know what I mean? Across the board. Bearish divergence. Right? So you guys can see it here. We took out previous hourly highs. Did we do that on NASDAQ? 1 second. Did we do that on NASDAQ? Nope. Did we do that on S&P? Nope. So to me, that's a pretty good shorting sign of divergence. So I do see the shorts playing out even more now that we got on this bullish divergence. I mean, this bearish divergence, excuse me. And I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. You guys see how quick that was? Previous 1 hour high. No previous 1 hour high. No previous 1 hour high. Simple as that. Didn't sweep previous daily high. Did sweep previous daily high. Did sweep previous daily high. The following day, we look for previous hourly highs. Does take the hourly high. Doesn't. Boom. Bearish divergence. I see Nas down to yesterday's Asian. Likewise. Dap said, yeah, bro, beautiful Solana trade. I'm holding BTC longs. Oh, well. I haven't seen Solana in a while. I haven't seen anyone mention anything about crypto for a while. So I'm glad that you're coming through with some cryptos. We'll look at some here in a bit. Longs on Dow yesterday and right now. Ooh, the longs on Dow yesterday were clean. So before I go today, I want to go over those. Fabio said the setup on the longs from yesterday was given on Friday. Weird. Yeah. But you not like yesterday had a pretty good entry, and I'll show you guys. Okay. Fabio said yes. It feels like the rules. Fabio said waiting for external liquidity for a switch and internal for a continuation. Dow got the external liquidity, possibly giving us a weekly high. Yep. Yeah, I believe in these shorts pretty good. Pretty well. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm still in favor of the shorts. NASDAQ. I'm gonna put an alert right here because this is my daily objective. And if this gets hit, I'm pretty much done for today. Yeah, wanted to see if we can get some more stacking opportunities for the shorts, but I'm just not seeing it. Seeing the opportunities. Maybe Dow. But Dow's the only one that I'm like not trying to short too much. I think we got one more high here on Dow to take out, and then we'll see some real good shorts playing out. Okay, we're getting close to the final quarter of the hour. DXY is right back in this area. Maybe we'll get it back to our imbalance area that I mentioned down here. And just kind of walking itself down very slowly. Building up that upside liquidity. You see that? Building up all that upside right there. So I'm still very much long on dollar. I know exactly what you're talking about, Fabio. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm guessing you and I are probably talking about the higher time frame, right? Like monthly, right? Because it's mainly the monthly and weekly. The monthly on NASDAQ, I mean, we have so much more room to drop, right? So much room to drop on NASDAQ. On Dow, we're already down there. Right? On Dow, we're already down there. On S&P, we still have quite a bit of room to drop. Not as much as NASDAQ, but we still have quite a ways to go. So, no, I 100% feel you. I feel like Dow, the main reason it's struggling to go lower is because then on the weekly as well, we're in discount, right? And we barely made it to 50%. Barely touched 50%. Right? So since we barely touched 50%, I'm kind of thinking that's why we're struggling in shorting, right? Unlike NASDAQ was definitely above 50% of this range. Came back. I mentioned that too yesterday that I wanted to see it come back 50% and above and distribute from there. That's exactly what happened yesterday. We came back up 50% and above, and now we're shorting off. So no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Higher time frame, Dow is ahead of the game. Higher time frame, Dow is ahead of the game. So ours are gonna, I don't know if you're looking at the futures feed, but ours are gonna differ because I'm looking at the futures feed. And then also, I'm not looking at the continuous contract because on the continuous contract, we have way more room to drop. On December's contract, we've already dropped low enough to, take that out. But yeah, just remember that we're watching two different feeds. If you guys aren't looking at the futures market, then we are looking at a different feed. Dow shorting off slightly. And DXY attempting its accumulation. EU shorting off. GU trying to short off. They kind of like quadruple top up there. Just look how beautiful that is. That's kind of satisfying to see. What the fuck? It's kind of gratifying to see. I'm not gonna lie. A quadruple, like just that top right there. And look at it's weird. Look to the left. We got these tops right here, double top right here. And if you drag it across, it's the exact same price level for all 6 of those wicks. It's weird. Gratifying for sure, though. No entries for me yet, though, guys. So just beware of that. I haven't gotten any entries. We were looking at gold yesterday, so I am going to look at gold one more time. Because we were looking at gold yesterday. But this longs, holy shit. Just been longing pretty hard. I expect more longs, to be honest. Just anticipating more longs. I mean, look at the way that we came into this previous weekly imbalance. Maybe we come back to that previous daily. Maybe. Sorry. I don't know why my speakers disconnect every once in a while. Like, I'll be playing music, and if it's low, my speakers will just go out. I don't know if they have a setting where they just fucking turn off. But I don't know if you guys ever hear that. If you guys ever hear this sound, I'm just adjusting my speaker volume so that way they turn back on. Maybe somebody could help me with that one day, but I'm really bad with electronics. Anyways, okay, longs here. 4 hours longing pretty nicely. I mean, I'm looking for longs on DXY, so it's just, I don't know. Gold has a mind of its own though, so I never really look for correlation there. Imbalance there. This is why we mark out original imbalances, because it doesn't matter if it gets filled through. Like, it could always get played again. But yeah, no, the long source is highs. If anybody's in the longs, good shit. Good stuff. Oh, Daryl, you hit me up, brother. Finally. I was wondering if you didn't want your giveaway. Thanks for hitting me up, bro. So, 1 second. Make sure that you get this giveaway. One sec. Daryl yesterday won a 1 hour one-on-one with myself. We're gonna be working on setting up, some trading plans, a system, working out the things that he may need to work on still, the things that he wants to talk about, and any questions that he may have. So I give away those one-on-ones every single week. So if you tune in, I guarantee you, sooner or later, you're bound to be a winner as well. I mean, the dollar bias, guys, is taking its time. Dow playing with that previous area of distribution. Nasdaq took previous daily low. S&P heading towards the downside as well, towards that low. But S&P, I'm looking for the previous daily opening gap or the new week opening gap here. Okay, I'm mainly looking for the new week opening gap. I know that there's that low right there, but I'm looking for the new week opening gap. Dow, I'm just gonna leave alone. Nasdaq taking that previous daily low. Yep. Any questions, comments, or observations? Let's see here. I got yeah, for sure. Okay, so Roland, you caught those Dow longs yesterday, so I wanna talk about those. Okay, I want to talk about those. Let's just allow price action to develop. We got another 10 minutes before 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is, the better window to trade anyways. So we're just going to, while we're waiting here for the next 10 minutes, I don't want to just stay quiet or, I mean, I can just sit here and fucking mute myself. But let me just run through this trade because I think it's beautiful. And I want to build a community that's starting to understand divergence. I want to build a community that looks at divergence more. Okay. So on Dow, yeah, we had no entry. Okay, but you guys will see it here in a second. As soon as I pull it up, you guys will notice it right away. Now we had that top divergence, right? But on Dow, look at what 10 a.m. did on Dow yesterday. So at 10 a.m. from 9 a.m.'s low, 9 a.m.'s low to 10 a.m.'s low, Dow went lower. 9 a.m.'s low to 10 a.m.'s high, Nasdaq went higher. From 9 a.m.'s low to 10 a.m.'s high, S&P went higher. Though there's Nasdaq. Daily objective. Look who's done for the day. So that's easy ways to look at divergence. Just look at the wicks. Look at the imbalances. Right? These type of things happen all the time. All the time. Just like Dow taking out those previous daily high or previous hourly highs right now. It's kind of the same thing. It's like if all the other ones are shorting off, but one's taking out a high, that's bearish divergence. You know what I mean? If they're all moving higher, but one comes and takes out a low, that's bullish divergence, right? So then now I'll bring your attention over to Friday, right? Friday. Let's go over here on, I think it was on the, yeah, Friday right here. Okay, Friday right here. I want to point out this imbalance here, right? This imbalance here. Same imbalance here on NASDAQ. Look at the time. Look at the cursor. The cursor's in the same time, same place. Different size of imbalance. Now let's go to S&P. Same imbalance, same time. Different sizes, right? NASDAQ, Dow trades into that imbalance at 10:30. NASDAQ 10:30, nothing. S&P 10:30 trades into an imbalance. So even on the 15-minute, you guys can see that bearish divergence, right? We were bearish that day. It just made sense to go bearish and continue moving lower on Friday. Or was it last Friday or Thursday? Last Friday, yeah. Right? And so you can see that divergence playing out across the board. And it's been today, yesterday, the day before, right? If you look close enough, you will see them. Look at Dow. Why would Dow start distributing now that it took out the highs and all the other ones failed to take out the highs? This distro looks fucking beautiful. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. That stretch was really nice. It seems we can get in an ugly breaker on the 5-minute on Dow. I'm pretty much done for the day. I'm not gonna lie. You guys can definitely trade, but I'm pretty much done for the day. This was the only one that I wanted to stack on. I may, if S&P does it, I may take S&P to those lows. But I'm gonna stay away from Dow. Personally, even though it's not that I don't believe on the bias at all. It's just that it happens to be the stronger asset. In this past 2 days, it's the one, I guess not the strongest, but you and I already talked about this a little bit, but it's deepest in discount, and all the other ones are not in discount. They're in premium still. So, well, I guess NASDAQ not anymore. Now it's in fucking discount, but S&P is probably still in premium. Unlike Dow, Dow's like balls deep in discount still, so it just looks like it's gonna continue going upwards. This right here is barely tapped the 50% of the weekly. Right? So I won't be surprised if this ends up being like the internal liquidity that we end up taking out. 50% and above. So it's just, that's why I'm waiting for Dow. That's why I'm waiting aside on Dow. Because this barely touched 50% and above. Barely. So Dow is going to be the one that I won't be shorting. Not yet. S&P. S&P was the one that I wanted to short. All right, guys. I mean, everything's playing out pretty well. We wanted shorts. We're getting some shorts. Let's go look at EU. EU's fucking playing around in that same area again. DXY, same fucking thing. GU, same thing. All areas are kind of just playing out, but taking their sweet ass time to do so. Right? So. Yo, guys, I'm going to do you guys a solid, okay? Either on Friday, I think I'm gonna do it on Friday. On Friday's session, I'm gonna give you guys, today I'm gonna give you guys 2 quotes, okay? And on Friday's session, I'm gonna ask you for one of them and to complete one of them for a giveaway. Now, everyone here today is going to have the opportunity to hear the entire quote before I ask for it on Friday. Okay? So, this one's a pretty good one. All right? This one's a pretty solid one. I like this quote a lot, and it doesn't really have much to do with trading, but the first quote is, first one out of the two is, interesting people may be noticed, but interested, okay, so interesting people may be noticed, but interested people are the ones who are remembered. Right? So basically saying those individuals that are interesting, that talk, that know how to speak, are easily noticed, right? You guys notice there's always social fucking friends in our group. You may be the social friend, the one that talks and gets the move and the energy going, right? And those types of individuals are really easy to notice. But the interested people are the ones who are remembered. What does that mean? If you're interested, if you seem interested, that means you are listening, right? So those people who are there to listen are the ones who are truly remembered. Sometimes I always say doing less is more. Doing less is more. Okay? Always said it, and I always felt that way. Sometimes people don't want to hear what you have to say or your opinion. Sometimes it's as simple as just hearing somebody out. And those people who are interested to hear others out are the ones who are remembered. There's no present more precious than your presence. Okay? So those are the 2 quotes. Interesting people may be noticed, but interested people are the ones who are remembered, right? Because there is no present more precious than your presence. Because when you are present, listening to people, you show interest in what they have to say, in their opinion. And who doesn't like to feel valuable in some way or some sort, right? So, interesting people may be noticed, but interested people are the ones who are remembered. There's no present more precious than your presence. Right? Doing less is more. When people come to you for advice, sometimes they don't even want your advice. Sometimes they just want to be heard. But most of us have our advice already prepared after the first sentence that we hear. Right? Really losing our connection with other people. Pretty powerful stuff. Doesn't rate the low. That imbalance didn't take out the low. So we may pull back a little bit higher. What is DXY doing? Is it coming for that previous hourly low? We do have another 57 minutes on the next hourly, so kind of makes sense if we do come for that hourly low right there. Give me 1 second. Take all of these out. Either it's time well spent or time I've wasted. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, you're always sharing powerful quotes with us. I feel like I feel I need to share one of my favorite quotes of all time. I like that a lot. Either it's time well spent or time I've wasted. I like that. Giving you kind of more of a sense of urgency, right? Like in case, I know there's a lot of people that want to do certain things but are waiting for other things to line up first. But honestly, there's no better time than now. No better time than now. That imbalance ended up playing out pretty nicely, just kind of walking itself down. Remember, we were just looking for this low right here. I'm probably going to stay for like another 15 minutes, but if I don't see anything, we're probably going to call it good right there. Before I do change it up, we're going to go to BTC USD. I'm going to peep that real quick. Some nice distro going on here, I'm not going to lie. Let's see. Yeah, because you got the equal lows. If this low would have taken out this low right here, this previous low, then I would have been, okay, reaccumulation. But because these equal lows were left behind, it kind of makes me think that, 50% and above, what's 50% and above? Internal liquidity, right? So internal liquidity right there, we took 50% and above from liquidity from 50% and above of our current weekly range. We take that internal liquidity. And overall, if you notice, we are respecting this imbalance wherever the fuck it's from. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where it's from. It's probably from the daily. Nope, I don't know where it's from. Thought it was from the weekly. Maybe I accidentally moved it out of the way, but boom, we're respecting that imbalance overall as well. There's another imbalance though that's a little bit bigger, and I kind of want to take note of it. It's right here. So yeah, respecting that area overall. We overtook some bullish order flow with some bearish order flow, and if the bodies respect that bearish imbalance, then we will maintain bearish order flow, 50% and above liquidity. To me, this looks like a pretty good distro, I'm not gonna lie. But the daily, look at that, boom, the way we popped off on the daily is beautiful. I'm gonna note this daily wick right here. I kind of want to see if we get to 50%. So I want to see at least trading into 50% of that wick before we look at lower price action. But the lows, look at all that liquidity towards the downside. That 4 hour wick. I'm gonna move that out of every single time frame but the 4 hour. Oh no, it was a daily wick. Yep. Nice 3 minute distro. Yeah, but like I said, that was probably the only one that I'm not gonna short. It's just it's in discount. So if you go over here, look at the daily, look at the weekly. Okay, weekly on Dow, 50% and below. Weekly on Nasdaq, I mean, I already sold off, but we sold off from 50% and above. S&P, still pretty low down there as well. Ooh, almost made it to 50%. So that's really why in the range, it just doesn't make sense right now. The only one that really just made sense was Nasdaq already took out all that liquidity that I mentioned. It was my final objective, so that's why I'm not taking any more trades, just because we could run for the highs at this point or run for some more upside liquidity. Dow looks like, it doesn't want to go any lower. S&P is 50% and below, so everything's in discount, so it doesn't make sense for me to continue shorting when everything's in deep discount. Because what if we end up longing, taking out some more liquidity for now? It just has to line up and make sense, and right now the shorts are not making sense. In terms of the higher time frame, on the daily, I mean, let's look at the daily, right? And then you can kind of see yourself whether that's something to participate on. But personally, right now, I don't want to participate on the shorts. Big, like, consolidation. What are we waiting for? Who knows? Maybe we're waiting for that J Powell news. But we came into this weekly gap, took out daily liquidity. Nasdaq's pumping. Dow accumulation, really nice accumulation on Dow. Imbalance. I mean, that was just really nice for the longs. DXY shorting off. It disrespected this internal liquidity level, but there wasn't any, I guess. I thought that was 50% and below, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was internal liquidity, but it isn't. It is not internal liquidity. There's no internal liquidity in this range, so this range gonna get liquidated. That's why I still need to put my wicks. I mean, my fibs, because sometimes it does look like 50% and like internal liquidity. This one clearly was not. There's no liquidity in this range. This thing's gonna dump. This range is the liquidity, I should say. So these longs are gonna long. I mean, if there is any of these that I want to long, it's Dow. And I'm gonna put this, take it off the minutes. If there's any of these that I would long, it would be Dow. Because I got the accumulation. This is the reaccumulation. S&P also really attractive for the longs because we can aim for 50%. I think I'm gonna take S&P. Looking at this imbalance here on the left, you guys can see it a lot better here. I'm gonna see a full body closure above that in less than 1 minute here. We're gonna see that. If it gives us that, then we're gonna be looking for accumulations out of this area. Ooh, this ended up pumping through that area. Yeah, this ended up following the DXY. That's why it's really important to fucking make sure that you're looking at the correct, because that was not internal liquidity, and that was my mistake. That was my honest mistake. I thought that this was internal liquidity. It looked like 50% and below. I'm not gonna lie, but no. If there's no internal liquidity, this range is the liquidity. So. Okay, we got that full body candle closure above that imbalance. Now it's more of a matter of a retracement into that area. Dow longs off the 1 minute breaker. I don't know if we come back. I'm glad we stuck around for a couple more minutes. Maybe we return here into this imbalance and breaker. I'm gonna put an alert right there. There's Dow Jones. Kind of wanted it to come back, but not this fast. I wanted it to come back and leave an imbalance up there at least. I like this area for long. I'm gonna go long here. A little bit lower risk given that it's on the 1 minute. I haven't pushed any buttons. This is why I didn't want to trade. I didn't want to log into this account, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm trying to trade margin, and here I am looking at my at my trade station account. Okay. I don't know how to fucking... Yeah, I don't know how to press my long. Was it? Ah, damn, I forgot how to fucking execute on my thing. Has it been so long? Yeah, I forgot how to fucking do it. Is it Shift Z, Alt Z, is it Shift Control Q? I forgot which one it was. Ah, it was Control Q. We'll wait for this like 1 minute to either accumulate. S&P traded down into our imbalance here. And is now trading away. Not sure which one it was. I think it was Control Z. Control A. Control Q. I forgot which one it was. There it is. I'm in. Oh, what the hell? It reacted it right away. Yeah, I'm in on Dow. You guys, hopefully you guys heard that noise. I've always wanted to trade directly off TradingView just to make it more convenient too when I stream. But I'm looking for these Asian highs. So this is going to be just this high right here. And my stop loss was below that 5-minute imbalance. One second. Got in a lot lower, like right there. We'll see. Let's see what happens. It could liquidate and go a little bit lower. That's true. Yeah, this looks like it's gonna liquidate this low. Or attempt to, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave my trade. And again, I'm just aiming for that Asian high. Just 1 minute candle. We'll see what ends up happening in this area. Two imbalances just kind of overlapping. That was our main confirmation. S&P showing some rejection. DXY taking out the lows. Nasdaq, Dow. Dow right back in our entry point. I said it could liquidate this whole area and then come down to that previous area of accumulation down there. It is a possibility. Will it also make a sound on my MetaTrader? Maybe. Stopped me out. And it didn't make a sound. Would I try it again in this imbalance? Is it invalidated because we traded into this? Let's look at the higher time frame. We got stopped out, so you gotta zoom out after you get stopped out. Got another 30 minutes on the hourly. Okay, we've traded into a previous area of accumulation. We've taken out previous highs. Taking out lows on NASDAQ. Taking out lows on the XY. We'll wait for that reaccumulation. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the long, to be honest. I won't re-enter unless I see clear evidence. What I do know is that I do have to leave here soon. Yeah, I do have to leave here soon, but I'm not sure about that long just because of the hourly. You see how we're closing on the hourly right now? NASDAQ 2, S&P. Kind of curious to what we're going to do because the hourly is closing out like it wants to fucking short now. What would be ideal is getting a nice accumulation in this phase, but yeah, I'm probably going to stay away from trying to long it again, to be honest. One and done today. I'm going to be conservative. I feel like there's just a little bit of uncertainty in the market, and I don't like it. So one of my rule of thumbs is, and I'll share it with you guys. So initially I wanted this low, right? So my bias was short, right? And then now we want to see, obviously because of DXY, I want to see these longs. Okay, so I went from short to long, right? And now it's looking like it's going to short off some more. All right, so now I'm diverting back to short. So whenever that happens to me, it's my indicator. It's my, I guess, my indicator for me. And it tells me that I am not seeing the markets clear enough. And that's when I stop. I call it a day. It's my rule of thumb. I share this with my students as well, because if you're going back and forth on your bias, then clearly it's evident that you don't see the market clear enough. And why would you participate or add more risk on the table when you don't see things clear enough? So that's why I'm going to deviate from taking another trade here, or taking another trade today, because I went from short to long, and now I'm back to my short bias because I do believe that this is going to short off. So that's kind of how my bias is today, and my rules are set up. So I guess it's like a what is that called? Criteria? Yeah, it's a criteria. And my criteria to not take a trade was met. My criteria to not take a trade was met. So yeah, I'm not going to take a trade for that back and forth. That's just kind of how my rule of thumb is. I'm going to still hold these guys. I mean, we could go all the way up, take out these highs and take out that high and keep going higher and take out that high as well. It's definitely a possibility the way we're accumulating out of here. It's very clean. Just looks like it's an accumulation. Right? I don't care if I'm like $4,000 or $5,000 in profit. It doesn't matter how much in profit you are. I think it's important to understand that if you don't, well, I guess if you don't understand this concept, but if you try to save yourself, you know, like $200, $300, you may be costing yourself a couple thousand because you want to save yourself a couple hundred, right? So you trying to save yourself a couple hundred is costing you a couple thousand down the line. That's how I see it. Okay, so I'm going to hold this because I still believe initially that was my whole bias. I'm going to follow this through. I'm going to hold this. I'm going to put it slightly more in profit. But that's about it. Besides that, I feel like it's going to rip right through that, but we won't know until we know. It just makes sense for us to rip through these highs now that we ripped through those lows. You know what I mean? And now rejecting towards the upside. So Dow 5-minute accumulation into the play now. Again, I went back and forth on it though, so I'm not going to play anything today. Anything else. That imbalance there is playing out as well for anybody that did play that or is participating in that imbalance on Dow as well. If you don't have those sets of rules on yourself, then you know there's no reason why you shouldn't trade. But I know myself well enough where if I go back and forth and back and forth, I mean, if I go one way initially and then go the other way just to come back to go to my initial way, then that's a pretty good sign where I'm just like, all right, stop trading. Because it's evident that you don't see the market clear enough. So I'm going to leave that there. These previous highs there. Yeah, I'm going to leave everything there as is. I hopped in the Dow imbalance long. Nice. Sorry, bro. I had to grab something to eat. Did you announce the second quote for Friday? Yes. The second quote was, there's no better present than your presence. I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's no present more precious than your presence. That's what it was. There's no presence. There's no present more precious than your presence. It's a beautiful fucking quote. You know what? I think we're looking at the low of the week on Nas. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Does look very probable. Whoever snagged Dow from that imbalance though, nice. Nice. But there was a slight second in there where I thought, okay, the hourly looks like it's gonna reverse, so I'm not gonna take it. So yeah, criteria was not met there. In there and down the 2-minute FEG, nice. Oh, trading influence. That's not Eddie. That's Joey. Nice. What's good, Joey? Nice. Jerome's in the 2-minute FEG. Let's see. Fucking clean. Nice, guys. Good shit. Yep. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day for me. Because if I keep looking at these, I'm gonna want to long it. And yeah, because I kind of want to long it right now. But nah, I must stay away. I'm gonna just stay away. I'll see you guys tomorrow for. I believe that there's no. Actually, I don't think there's any news tomorrow. I'm not sure if there's any news tomorrow. I'm pretty sure there isn't. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. I mean, I'll still see you guys tomorrow, but I'll still see you guys for New York session, but not news in particularly. Thursday we have unemployment claims at 8:30. Yeah. Yeah, when you have when you want to take another trade, but you know damn well you shouldn't. That's a pretty good sign to go hop off. Pretty good self-awareness right there. It's all good in the hood. Just want to say you're welcome because my stop loss was your guys' liquidity for your entry. So, just saying. I think my stop loss was right here. Hold on. Was right there. So, whoever entered right there, you took me out. All right. Thank you for fucking liquidating my position. Whoever did that shit. Thank you. Yeah, my stop loss is right there. I'll send you some partials. Let's go. Yeah. Whoever entered right there, my stop loss was your entry. That's fucking funny. Anyways, guys, yeah, let's let's wrap it up right there. Love you guys. Happy to be here with you guys and spend this time and space with you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your guys' awesome support day by day. My mouse is about to die. It's already like lagging. So yeah, no, when the mouse is about to die, it's time to go. All right. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday. Oh, I said that with too much question at the end. Happy Tuesday, guys. It is October 17th. We're 17 days into this fourth quarter. I hope you guys are doing amazing things. I hope you guys are killing it. Please, please, please make sure that you like and are subscribed, right? So that way on Friday, when I give away the quote, you guys are able to type that in and win yourself a one-on-one. Again, love you guys. And I'll leave you guys some homework. If we do go long by the end of the day, wait for the end of the day. If we do go long, look at the bullish divergence that gave out the entry between all three assets. If we short for the day, look at the bearish divergence for all three assets. Okay? And then, you know, send it to me. Or if you guys took a trade, tag me in your posts. I definitely want to see you guys' trades. If you guys took any trades today, definitely tag me on a story or something and I'll share it on mine. I'm always happy to do that. I love seeing your guys' trades. It's like I took a trade without having to. So it's like a risk-free trade that I didn't have to take. It's cool seeing other people win. So love you guys. Take care. Clap easy. Please, please, please trade responsibly. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.